Where did we come from? It's probably the biggest question you can ask, right? Well, today we're diving into a mind-bending scientific theory that suggests the answer might not be on Earth at all. I mean, just take a second and think about this. What if the very first spark of life, the tiny microbe that eventually led to everything we see today, including us, was actually a cosmic traveler? A little stowaway on a meteorite that slammed into a young Earth billions of years ago. That's the wild idea we're unpacking today.
And this idea, it has a name, Panspermia. Now, just to be clear, this isn't about little green men and flying saucers. It's something way more profound. It's the hypothesis that life itself, or at least its essential ingredients, can travel through the void of space, seeding planets as it goes.
Now, you might be thinking this sounds like something straight out of a modern sci-fi blockbuster. But believe it or not, the idea that life is a cosmic seed has been floating around for literally thousands of years.
It actually goes all the way back to ancient Greece with a philosopher named Anaxagoras. Then fast forward a couple thousand years and you get scientists like Svante Arrhenius putting a more scientific spin on it, suggesting tiny spores could be pushed between stars by radiation. And get this, even Francis Crick, the guy who co-discovered the structure of DNA, seriously considered a version of this, wondering if maybe an advanced civilization intentionally seeded our planet.
Okay, so how in the world could this cosmic journey actually happen? Let's break down a few of the ways scientists think it's possible. The most popular model is called lithopanspermia, litho meaning rock. The process is pretty straightforward. First, a huge asteroid hits a planet teeming with life, say an early Mars. The impact is so powerful it blasts chunks of the planet right out into space. Tucked away inside some of those rocks are hardy little microbes. They drift through space for, well, a long time, shielded by the rock around them, until one day that rock crash lands on a brand new world, like a young Earth. And get this, we know rocks travel between planets. We have found dozens of meteorites here on Earth that we've scientifically confirmed came from Mars. So you've got a few different flavors of this theory. Besides life hitching a ride on rocks, there's also cometary panspermia. This is the idea that icy comets are the delivery vehicles, bringing the essential building blocks of life, like amino acids and water. And then there's that more speculative version we mentioned, directed panspermia. The idea that some advanced alien civilization might have intentionally sent life out into the cosmos, sort of like a cosmic Johnny Appleseed. Okay, this is all fascinating as a theory, but is there any real-world evidence? Anything at all that suggests life could actually survive this incredible journey? Well, let's look at the clues. It turns out, life is way tougher than you might think. On Earth, we have these incredible microscopic creatures called tardigrades, or water bears, and they are basically indestructible. They can survive the vacuum of space, intense radiation, being frozen solid, you name it. We've also taken bacterial spores, stuck them on the outside of the International Space Station for years, brought them back, and they've woken right up. These extremophiles prove that life can endure conditions we used to think were completely unsurvivable. And it's not just life itself that could be traveling. The building blocks are definitely out there. You see, the famous Murchison meteorite, which fell in Australia, was packed with organic compounds. Scientists found over 70 different amino acids inside it. You know, the molecules that link up to build all the proteins in your body. And many of them aren't even found in life on Earth. It's almost like the cosmos runs a delivery service for the ingredients of life. Space missions have found the stuff needed for DNA on comets. Meteorites are constantly delivering amino acids and sugars to Earth. Heck, we can see these organic molecules floating in the giant clouds of gas and dust where new stars and planets are born. The chemistry for life isn't some rare, Earth-only recipe. It's everywhere. But, okay, let's pump the brakes a little bit. The journey through space is incredibly dangerous. It's not a gentle cruise, and the theory of panspermia has to overcome some pretty major challenges. First up, the launch. I mean, could any living thing possibly survive the unimaginable violence of an asteroid impact? We're talking about forces and temperatures that are just off the charts. And the answer, believe it or not, seems to be, yeah, potentially. When scientists study meteorites from Mars, they find that some of them weren't actually superheated or crushed. It seems like there can be sweet spots in an impact, where rocks get launched into space without being totally sterilized. It's kind of like being in a part of a crashed car that's surprisingly undamaged. Alright, so maybe it survives the launch, but what about the journey itself? Interplanetary space is just brutal. It's flooded with deadly cosmic radiation. How could anything survive that for potentially millions of years? This is where the rock itself becomes the perfect little spaceship. Computer models have shown that being buried just a few feet deep inside a rock is enough to shield microbes from the worst of that radiation. That rocky shield could protect its passengers for tens of millions of years, plenty of time to travel from, say, Mars to Earth.
And finally, the landing. A meteorite screams through the atmosphere as a shooting star, heating up to thousands of degrees. How could anything inside survive that inferno?
Well, it's like a natural heat shield. As the meteorite plummets, its outer layers burn and flake away, a process called ablation. This actually carries the intense heat away with it. It's the same principle NASA uses to protect spacecraft. The inside of a big enough rock can stay remarkably cool, well below the temperatures that would kill any microbial stowaways.
But even if we figure out how a microbe could survive the launch, the journey, and the landing, we still have to face the single biggest criticism of the whole idea. Panspermia doesn't actually explain how life began. It just kicks the can down the road. It just moves the origin story to some other planet at some other time.
And you know, that really gets to the heart of why this theory is so compelling. Whether it's ultimately true or not, just thinking about panspermia forces us to look at our place in the universe in a completely different way.
And this isn't just a thought experiment. We are actively hunting for clues right now. Rovers on Mars are looking for signs of ancient life that could have been our ancestor. We're planning missions to ocean moons like Europa and Enceladus, whose geysers could be spraying life's building blocks into space. And the discovery of interstellar visitors like Oumuamua proves, for the first time, that material from other star systems does travel to ours, making interstellar panspermia a real possibility.
If panspermia is true, it changes everything. It means life isn't some lonely, local accident. It's a cosmic phenomenon. It means we might literally be the descendants of Martians. It suggests the universe isn't a vast, sterile void with one tiny outpost of life, but maybe a sprawling, interconnected ecosystem full of our cosmic cousins, not strangers.
And really, that's the ultimate question this theory leaves us with. It makes you look up at the night sky and wonder, are we the product of this planet alone, or are we the children of the stars, just one small branch on a vast cosmic family tree? Thanks for tuning into this explainer.